What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more classical music, and we're back with another planet from Gustav Holst's Concerto of the Planets. I already reacted to Jupiter, the Bringer of Jollity, and I reacted to Uranus, the Magician. So we're now going to react to, or I'm going to react to Neptune, the Mystic. And it's interesting, you know, the Magician, the Mystic, it might sound like a very similar territory semantically, but it's a notably different sonic palette, if you will. Whereas Uranus, it had, again, a sort of like slightly mischievous, slightly, up to no good, like cartoon characters causing damage. I kept comparing it to Sorcerer's Apprentice, which already has that vibe even without the connection to Fantasia, but certainly with the cartoon from Fantasia. That was the sort of vibe. Here, the vibe is very otherworldly, like, you know, you step through a dimensional like portal and ended up on some like alien desert world like Tatooine, like completely unfamiliar to you. So again, it's interesting, and you know, it works because people talk about Pluto is demoted. Pluto, it was always a dwarf planet. It was never like a true, like, you know, what we call like a proper planet on a planetary science level. So again, Neptune is the like last major planet of our solar system, and beyond that is, you know, the Kuiper belt. I'm not sure how you say it. I think it's Kuiper belt, and then eventually the Oort cloud, and then eventually you get outside our star's gravitational influence, and you're out into the, you know, other parts of the Milky Way. So it is sort of like this gatekeeper to another dimension. So again, I've talked about in the two reactions I've done so far is that, you know, was Holst building off mythological understandings, or was he building off of understandings based in the actual planets? He sort of insisted that it was based on the planets. You know, in some ways I feel like it's more indicative of the mythology, but this one I think does work with an astronomical interpretation. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, you could say Neptune, okay, so it's like, it could be seen, perhaps interpreted as like the sort of otherworldliness of the sea, and how, you know, to us land living creatures, it is a very alien place. But like I said, I think it can work with the planet Neptune, because beyond that is the truly cold and, you know, way far away from the sun, so that it barely looks any brighter than just one of the other stars in the background. It's a gateway to a much more remote and alien world. So, like I said, I think it does work. With all that set up, let's now get to it. This is Gustav Holst. I'm blanking on the actual. Oh, that's right. It's the CSR. Whatchamacallit? The CSR Symphony Orchestra from Bratislava. Is that right? Adrian Leaper, I remember, is the conductor. So, yeah. Anyway, here we go. This is Neptune by Gustav Holst. It's like harps, triangles, like it's sort of not the typical groups of the orchestra working here. A xylophone? I'm not even sure everything that I'm hearing. Maybe it was never a triangle, maybe it was just always the xylophone. Thanos like out on his like galactic perch out there. It's dissonance to it, right? This is what I was waiting for. I thought it came in earlier. Again, it's like you're not sure what's over that horizon. You're interested, but you don't know if you're going to come back if you go check. Which again, you go beyond the Kuiper belt. You're out on your own. Like the Voyager. Sweetening of the atmosphere a bit. Maybe passing through the termination shock. Still very alien though. I'd say by far the most dissonant of all the planets. Interstellar space. Cold, silent. Close to the end, about 30 seconds. And it's like now we're passing the Oort clouds, so now we're just truly like the silence. We're like, we're traveling with Voyager in the quiet. Yeah, it's incredible. It's funny. I think it's a tune that, unlike several of the others, I mean, Mars Bringer of War, it is very kind of aggressive and dramatic, but I think it's still very pleasing to the ears. Certainly, if you like Classical Fire, that one, Neptune, the Mystic, it really does have I think it's more of an acquired taste. I think the dissonance is high enough that I think if you played that for someone who doesn't really listen to classical music, they'd be like, I'm not quite sure what the big deal is. It just sounds weird to me. But again, I do think that was kind of the point. It is supposed to, I think, sound otherworldly and other dimensionally. And certainly, again, it did seem to, if you want to take more of a mythological interpretation, it did seem to be conjuring sort of mystical powers and perhaps the alien forces of the sea. Nevertheless, I think it works in either interpretation, and I do enjoy the piece. It's a very interesting conclusion. If you've ever seen the planets performed at an actual concert, which I have, sometimes they play them in different order. Sometimes they play like just the 3 or 4 of them instead of the 7. But like I said, it is interesting that that it ends as originally written on a piece that leaves you with kind of an uncomfortable feeling, sort of like like we made it through that weird place that was very unfamiliar. So that's an interesting choice on the part of Holst, I would say. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed. Let me know if one of the ones I haven't done yet. I do like Venus a lot. Mercury's cool. Like I said, and Saturn is the one we haven't done also. So yeah, I got some more to do. Do let me know if there's one that I haven't done yet is your favorite, or one of the 3 that I've now done is your favorite. But yeah, we're going to get to Mars, we're going to get to Venus, we'll get to Saturn, and we'll get to Mercury. So please do let me know if you're enjoying the classical reactions, and even if it's not one of the planets, let me know if there's another piece, another composer that you'd like me to take a look at. So anyway, thanks for listening. Have a good day. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. Peace.